Hello, everybody, and welcome to Exploring Fort Saskatchewan with your hosts, Mayor Gail Catcher and Curtis Dominique. That was a big one. Holy jeez.
Well, it's a big week, Curtis.
It is a big week. All right, let's start off.
Okay.
You've tuned into a great episode here, Exploring Fort Saskatchewan. I'm Curtis Dominique. I'm here as always with the mayor of our beautiful city. There's no more snow. I'm so happy. Mayor, yes, I know. Mayor Gail Catcher, how are you today?
I'm excellent. Wonderful. Now, I know you're a little disappointed. Your Canadians are out. So.
As if you brought that up.
I know. No jersey today, but I kind of wore the kind of orange. I didn't have a real orange for the Oilers, but you know what? We'll support the Oilers now and see
so
how...
if they make the... Do you have a jersey?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you know what? Maybe some of the fans out there or something like that, if they make the next round and you would like to... Would you wear one if somebody got you one?
Of course I would.
Okay, so
Sure.
something like that. I'm not going to because it would probably catch fire as soon as it touched me. I'm a Montreal fan, but you guys can make fun of me. They're out now. But now that they're the Canadian team that's in, I wish them all the luck and success because I really would like to see a Canadian team win the Stanley Cup.
That's right. Good.
Yeah.
No, we're looking forward to that too. And it would be nice if the games were a little bit earlier though, because I find sometimes they get a little bit late, and but it's okay. It's all good. Go Oilers, go! No, not for him.
Grumpy. You know what? Fine. This will be the only time you hear me say this. Go Oilers, go! And I have a bad feeling that's going to be turned into a meme now. This weekend, this is crazy. I know we both kind of touched on it. We're both sore. We both walked probably 2 marathons this weekend at the local trade show.
Well, I know you definitely walked around the trade show for many hours. I stood there a lot for almost 3 days, Friday evening, Saturday, and Sunday. So, yes, it was great to get out to the trade show. It seemed like it was bigger this year. Felt like, there was lots of people out there just wanting to see what was going on. And, I was so proud to be in the city booth because, we are celebrating Canada's 150th anniversary, which, we'll talk about in a future podcast. But really what we did is we laid out Fort Saskatchewan's entire history, and people were really intrigued with that, and I just loved it. One of our residents, he's going along and he's checking all the dates on it, and he says, you're missing a very important date. He says 1978. He said the Queen visited Fort Saskatchewan. And he says, I remember, and this is what's wonderful about having your citizens talk about their time in Fort Saskatchewan. He says, I remember as a young person singing a song for the Queen, having my little flag, and he said it was the most exciting time. So as a result of him noticing that, we are going to redo our timeline and make sure that is on there. So the trade show was awesome. Stood there, talked to many people. It's always exciting to talk to the citizens.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, it just seems to be getting bigger and better every year. And you know what? I think that goes to a testament to our city. It's growing, and more businesses are coming. More and more businesses are becoming involved, and they're coming to our city. And it just shows that, hey, Fort Saskatchewan, that's a place you want to go.
It sure is. It sure is. So, getting on to this week. This is a very special week.
Here we go.
It's not only in Fort Saskatchewan, but it's across Canada. This is National Volunteer Week. And this is a time that we can all take some time to recognize the volunteers and celebrate the power of volunteerism in our community. So every April, it's the perfect time to say, thank you.
Thank you. Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. He actually does a lot of volunteering as well, and celebrate the positive impact that volunteerism has in our community. So for me, Fort Saskatchewan, the city of Fort Saskatchewan is always very proud to say thank you to all the volunteers, because when you look around our community, all the nonprofits, these people don't get paid to go out and raise money and give back to our community. We have organizations like the Food Bank, 100% of their time is volunteer. They don't have one paid person on there that goes in there. You have people that volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club, at Families First. You have people that volunteer for all of our events. And you know what? We couldn't do these events without them. I just talked about the Elks Club recently. I actually put them on my Facebook, the Gail Ketcher Mayor Fort Saskatchewan Facebook page, because they're actually celebrating 60 years.
Wow.
And that's 60 years of volunteering. And you recall recently the donation that they gave.
Oh, yes. No, that was very generous on their behalf.
Yes, to the Fort Saskatchewan Skateboard Park. And another organization. So we got Joseph Weipert and his association, who's out doing fundraising for the skateboard park. Another group volunteering their time. And you know what? The Royal Purple gave the skateboard park organization $2,000, and they go out and they work and they raise this money, and they all do it because they want to give back to our community.
And it just shows that when you have multi-diverse organizations helping out a skateboard park that they're not really going to use, but it's for the children, and they're donating this kind of money, it goes to show our community how much people want to help each other. That skateboard park, I know that's something that people want to create that for the children. And maybe this is something that maybe we should bring somebody in on to talk about.
That's a great idea. Joseph, we will contact you and get you in for one of our video casts, see if we can help you out.
There you go, exactly, there, hey.
Yes.
Hey everybody, just taking a quick moment out to stop the podcast just to thank the people that help bring this Exploring Fort Saskatchewan to you. First off, we've got Joel at the Canadian Brewhouse. This place is amazing. You can go down there just to get a ride to go to the Edmonton Oiler games, to have a quick bite to eat, to enjoy the brews, to enjoy the ambiance. It's a great place to take the family or just kick your shoes off at the end of a long day of working. Second, I don't look this good just getting out of the bed. Okay, confession, yes I do. But in part, it's to Frankie at Frankie's Barbershop. He's amazing. You go in there and he'll give you whatever you want in the way of the newest hairstyles, beards, anything. He takes such great care of you. It's like you're a member of the family when you walk in. Shakes your hand right away, sit down, treats you so well. Go there, Frankie's Barbershop. I know everybody likes gaming, board gamings. I certainly do. The best place to go to in all of the Edmonton area, and especially here in Fort Saskatchewan, Fort Gaming and Collectables. Go there, tell them that I sent you. Go see Shane. Shane's the guy you want to go see. He's got all the newest board games. He's got all the newest Magic, which I understand is this new crazy game that's taken over by storm. I have no clue. Go in there though, tell him I sent you. The board games are great. Lastly, but certainly not least, is a good friend of mine. You're going to see some podcasts coming up with him. He's the Zombie Master of Canada. I'm going to put a picture up probably right here. His work is incredible. Rob Sacchetto zombie portraits. He'll take any picture, including wedding photos, which are incredible, and zombify them. And I guess last but not least, I've already said last but not least, us, Dominique Digital. We are a digital media and advertising marketing company here in the Fort. We do all sorts of things like social media. We'll set up a website for you. Secondly, we're actually going to market it for you and make sure that people show up. This is what we're doing. Look at this. It's a great podcast. Check out more podcasts on the Dominique Digital family, I guess umbrella, family of podcasts. And I guess I'm done. I'm going to send you back to the podcast now with myself and the mayor.
Anyway, you know what? I always ask the question, why do people volunteer? You know?
Okay.
So if this was top of mind for you, why would you get out there and volunteer?
Well, it's to help others. That would be it. It's to give my time to help others to generate money for the cause that I'm volunteering for at that time.
Yeah, I think that's probably the number one reason that people get out there to do it. It also makes them feel valued, giving their time and giving back. Sometimes, though, people volunteer because, they want to learn something about the organization. So we have the Fort Historical Society, and I've got my friends Meryl and Jack North, and they belong to that, and they're a great organization because they get out there and they use their carpentry skills and they teach people. At one point in time, they had probably said, well, why would I want to volunteer to do that? And they go, because we love it, and that's what volunteers do.
So then it's not even volunteer work. They're just happy to do it because it's something they enjoy.
Yeah, but you know what? We still like to keep track of the volunteer hours, and there are thousands and thousands of hours that people put into this community. Some people volunteer to get work experience, and I know I have a lot of students. I had a 14-year-old this weekend that said to me, I just need to get some work experience. And I said, well, maybe go to the warden's house and talk to the people at the historic precinct, because we have summer programs that students can come and don the red coat. This is kind of burnt orange today, but they can don some of the red coats and they can get some experience. So it's getting experience. But you know what I find? My husband, Wayne, I call him Captain Volunteer. He volunteers for the food bank. He volunteers for the Boys and Girls Club golf tournament. He volunteers for Ducks Unlimited. So if he's not out there volunteering, if he's finished with each one of those, I'm sure he'd go find another one. But he does it because he likes to make friends. And that's what you do as well. You make friends, but most of all, you give back to the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? And I guess there's one that we really haven't mentioned. It's you're having fun while you're doing this. You're making the friends. You're having fun. You're doing something positive. And maybe that's the biggest one, too. You're doing something positive, and within that, you can change somebody's lives.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you know what? You feel so good about it when you're doing it. Pioneer House Club 50, they volunteer all the time. They got cooks that are cooking every couple weeks, and they just have so much that's going on. Now, if you're not interested in one of these organizations, which just go onto our nonprofit in our leisure guide, and discover what might interest you. We also have a volunteer center in the basement at City Hall. So if you're looking for another kind of volunteer opportunity, check out the volunteer center, and it's open from 8:30 to 3 o'clock, Tuesday through Thursday. So stop in to the volunteer center and find out what they may have to offer you. And to all of our volunteers in Fort Saskatchewan, let's say a big thank you to them and give them the Fort Saskatchewan salute. So to our volunteers, thank you.
We salute you.
Awesome.
All right. Now we're slapping it to end it. It's not as loud as the first one, but thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
Exploring Fort Saskatchewan is a product of Dominique Digital.